Sir, baba muna po ako ay magpuputol lang ng ano po ng kalabasa magpatigas kasi hindi kaya naman.
Sige po. No problem po.
Okay po.
Okay. Ito Joshua, let's recall so far what you have learned about the normal distribution. So first, let X be a normal distribution lang muna. A normal random variable. Variable. So meaning, kung normal random variable siya, let's use the symbol x associated with the normal distribution with parameter mu and sigma. And take note, if you can recall, ang mu mo dito is your mean and your sigma is your standard deviation. Standard deviation. Okay. So normaling shape nito, yung distribution mo, bell shape. Okay. Sorry, hindi ganun ako kagaling mag-shape, mag-draw. Pang ganun. Okay.
Mga,
So bell shape, that's
ano po
important.
ano po, Picasso, brought back yung mga ano.
So, kung tatandaan mo lang, ang values ng random variable mo x is from negative infinity to positive infinity. Or in other words, ang x mo are real values. So, real numbers sila. So, you imagine your data set is in real numbers. Now, if you can remember na, I hope you try to memorize this by heart. Ganun na, by heart talaga. Can you give me, try ko memory mo. Can you give me what's the probability density, so like ang complete word. Probability density function or PDF of this distribution. Ma-memorize mo ba siya by heart?
Nung ano mo?
Ng normal distribution.
Normal distribution.
Yeah.
Ano po na yata po yan, yung ano, tawag doon, may ano kasi po na, yung e to the something, tapos an over.
May e to the something. So sulat ko dito.
Basta
E to the,
alam ko po, 1 over square root of 2 pi sigma squared ba?
that's
Yun,
correct. 1 over square root of 2 pi
yung,
sigma.
yung e
So,
naman,
squared sa loob.
sigma po
Ng
labas
square root.
pa ba? Tapos
Okay.
yung ano, yung e raised to something negative something over parang 2 sigma squared ba? Tapos hindi ko na po alam yung sa taas.
That's correct. So, sulat ko na lang siya separate ang 2. 1 over 2 na lang siya. Tapos, x minus mu over sigma quantity squared. So, yan ang itsura niya. Okay? So, I hope you try to memorize this by heart kasi once in a while, pabalikan mo to eh. Yung itsura, yung form na to ng probability density function ng isang normal distribution. So, again, this is your normal distribution. Now, itong question ko. Sometimes, may mga data set may not necessarily be normally distributed. And some of these data set look like this. Parang itong itsura niya. Yeah, pang ganun. Sorry, medyo hindi siya ganun kagandahan. Ayan. Yon. So, looks like actually skewed. Skewed ang data set mo. Okay. So, ang ginagawa ng mga statistician, normal, gusto kong gamitin pa rin ang nakasanayan kong distribution. Well, sabihin natin, normal distribution. So, what you do with this type of data, you do some data transformation. Nagta-transform ka ng isang data. May mga ways to do data transformation, pero ang pinaka-common na ginagawa is actually you take the log or the natural logarithm of the said data, then try to do some calculation out of that. So, let's consider this. So, suppose, let's consider x, b, and rv, a random variable, such that, sulat natin muna, such that if you take the natural log of x, or sometimes in symbolic form itong ginagamit, log base e, or ang pinaka-common ln of x. So either lang naman sa kanila, so
Tapos,
yes.
so log yata po siya. Yung wala pong base.
Oh, yun sometimes wala na to. Iba ini-erase na tong e. So it's understood pa rin yan na log base e yan. Pero unless kung gusto mong gawing log 2, so log 2 siya. So in other words, ang gusto lang natin log base e lang siya. Okay? So let's consider this to be your y. Pero after transforming your data set, you found out ng dataset mo pala, normally distributed siya with mean, mu, and standard deviation sigma. So question is, if I will rewrite my dataset to be x is equal to, di ba, if you take the log of exponential of both sides, so magiging x is equal to e raised to y. So meaning to say, you're saying ng original data mo is x. So question, what is your random variable na ito? Anong klaseng distribution meron ka? So ang tawag dito, this is now your log normal distribution. Parang obviously nag-log ka. So tawagin nating log normal, di ba? Parang ganun na ganun nga na pag-iisip. Pinilog mo nga eh. So tawagin natin log normal. So the question is, how does it look like? Anong itsura niya? So let's do some computation. Mag-change some variables tayo na gagawin para at least we will see anong klaseng data distribution we have. So let's start. Alam natin, si y mo, tingnan natin dito si y, is normally distributed. So let me put this here. So your y here is normally distributed with parameter mu and sigma, which are your mean and standard deviation. So in other words, f of y, which is your probability density function, is still pareho yung pinakita natin kanina, 1 over square root of 2 pi times sigma e raised to negative 1/2 y minus mu over sigma quantity squared. So sabi natin kanina, number 1, we know that your y is just equal to ln of x. Di ba? Yun lang naman ang y natin. Second, magta-translate tayo from one distribution to another distribution. Meaning, ang distribution na gusto nating alamin is f of x. Yun ang gusto nating alamin. But because of the transformation we did, ang mangyayari is that this is our distribution. Na-discuss natin to mga way back sa ilang discussion natin. Na makukuha natin yung new distribution na to, this is based on the new distribution times the derivative, absolute value of the derivative na lang of y with respect to x. Meaning say, your Jacobian. So naalala mo pa yung mga data transformation na ginagawa when we take the integral. So kinocompute mo lang yung Jacobian ng new coordinate system mo, tapos take the absolute value of that Jacobian, or in other words, take the determinant of the take the absolute value of the determinant. So kaya nag-ano kayo ng absolute value na to with respect to y. So yan ang yung gagawin natin na i-compute. So in other words, ang mangyayari is you can now compute your f of x is equal to, so fy of fyy, so therefore 1 over square root of 2 pi sigma e raised to negative 1/2 times, ang y mo is ln of x minus mu over sigma squared times, what's the derivative of y, where your y is just ln of x?
So, wait lang ha. So, y minus squared.
Naalala mo pa, what's the derivative? Ito yung y mo. Y is equal to ln of x. So, kukunin mong derivative of
1
y
over
with
x na tama.
Tama, 1 over?
1 over x po.
1 over x. So, ipasok natin sa absolute value kasi ito yung parang formula natin. Put in the absolute value. But take note, nag-ln ka of x. Since, sabi natin dito, since your take y is equal to ln of x. Ln of x. Ano bang yung limitation for the ln to be valid? Meaning to say, nag-try ka data transformation, yung pwede mo lang gawin para mag-ln, mag-natural log. Anong mga excess ang pwede when you take the ln?
Hindi po zero. Non-zero.
Non-zero? Pwede bang negative?
I don't think so.
Oo, tama. Hindi. Kasi itsura
Right.
ng graph mo, di ba ang itsura ng graph mo ng ln, if this is your x, this is your y, ln mo, ln of 1 is 0. So therefore, it passes 1. So it look like this. Pag ganyan. So asymptotic siya. So therefore, never ang x mo magiging 0. Never din siya magiging negative. So in other words, you're saying that your x must be greater than 0. So in other words, kahit wala na tong absolute value, you remove the absolute value. So therefore, you can rewrite now your probability distribution. Thus, if we write the PDF, the probability density function of your x to be a log normal random variable is, ang itsura niya, f of x, may dalawa ka pa ring parameters, mu and sigma, such that 1 over x times square root of 2 pi sa labas ang sigma, e raised to negative 1/2 of ln of x minus mu over sigma quantity squared. So ito yung distribution mo na we can play around later when you want to do some data transformation, as long as your random variable it's greater than 0 or positive. So hindi siya pwede maging 0. Hindi rin siya pwede maging negative. So the question is, ano ang kanyang mean at variance? Ayan. Ano ang kanyang magiging mean at ang variance ng ganitong klaseng dataset na meron ka?
Parang meron yata po tayong ginawa pero baka siguro pwede apply yan.
Ayun. Sige. Ito, this is your assignment. Pa-assignment ko to sa
Oh
iyo.
no. Oh no. Okay, pero
I want you to prove ang mean ng random variable na to. I want you to prove that this is the exponential of the mu plus 1/2 of sigma squared. That's the mean ng ganitong data set. Okay? Ang invariance mo naman, which is weird, itong variance mo, this is the exponential of 2 mu plus 2 sigma squared minus exponential of 2 mu plus sigma squared. So ito yung mga i-compute mo. So, hanapin mo siya paano. So I'll give you a hint. Moment generating function. So yun lang, moment generating function kailangan mo dito. Okay. Although these are available in the internet, ang mga proof nito, but I want you to study it on your own and present it to me next meeting. Okay?
Aba.
Ayun. So now, a quick review lang ang mga ginawa natin before I'll jump to regression. Okay. Under continuous distribution, we started exploring. Ano ba mga examples ng mga continuous distribution? One is obviously uniform. So the uniform distribution, meaning equal chance for a random variable that has that weight. So same probability ang makukuha natin. So in other words, ito yon yung probability density function, and we were able to compute for the mean and standard deviation. Again, recall lang natin ano ba ang mean? Paano siya kinocompute ang mean natin?
Yung ano po na, yung ano kasi,
For
kailangan,
continuous distribution. So what is the expected value of x?
siya yung ano po, yun yung ano, paano i-calculate po?
Paano siya kina-calculate?
Yung moment generating function.
Pwede siya using the moment generating function. In other words, This is the first derivative of your moment generating function. Diba? Yan ang itsura. Or this is the first evaluated at t equals 0. Or the derivative with respect to t of the expected value of e raised to tx where t is equal to 0. So that's one. Pero ang definition niya, when it's continuous, di ba? Kung discrete, summation. Pero kung continuous, integration. So anong klaseng ini-integrate mo dito? Recall mo, maalala mo pa yung about the
Yung,
expected value?
yung x squared?
O kung x squared, kung square yan. Pero so far, hindi tayo nagsisquare.
Wait, the mean po, the mean is the integral of what?
Integral siya ng ano. Quick recall lang.
It must be
Kasi,
integral of the
once in a while, babalikan natin to eh. Mga ano na yan eh.
It's the integral of the second derivative.
Hmm.
I think that's pretty obvious.
Balikan mo, may notes ka ba dyan ngayon? Try mo hanapin. Sorry, medyo matagal-tagal din tayo, hindi nakapag ano eh. Well, I understand kung di mo siya mare-recall kasi we have been discussing for quite a long time tapos naputol. So ngayon lang tayo nakapag-usap. Para at least medyo makommit mo siya into memory yung mga ganitong concept. Sige, sulat ko na lang para at least
It's the integral of only one thing. So it must be the integral of its yung derivative. It must be the integral of its derivative. So and its derivative ba is
sulat ko na dito. Or lang to para at least ano. Or you define it as x times the probability density. Alala mo pa? Meaning, i-integrate mo ang x sa kanyang probability density. Again, kung expectation, kung discrete to, this is just the summation of x and each of the weight ng probability density mo. So, depende lang naman kung anong klaseng data set meron ka. Discrete on the right. Kung continuous on the left, mag-i-integrate ka. Okay? Yun ang pagko-compute ng expected values. So in other words, kung expected value mo square, kung square yan, so square din yan. So square yan, square din yan. So pero sa ngayon, assume lang natin na same. Pero how about the variance? Paano siya kino-compute?
it's the wait. Which one ba na una? Yung ano yata po, yung square muna. The square of the expectation minus expectation of x squared.
Ayun. So tama. So this is just equal to, medyo erase ko lang to. Ito yan. This is equal to the expectation of x squared minus the quantity of the expectation of x squared. So yun. And then you can do the calculations as well. Right? So now, okay. So far, this is why we are to compute. So every time may distribution ka, hanapin mo kaagad anong expected values. So we compute it.
The mean.
Hanapin mong variance. So compute mong x squared. So, if you can do it manually, so compute it manually, mako-compute mo siya. So similarly, when it's a normal distribution, ito medyo mahaba-habang ginawa natin kasi we first proved na it's equal to 1 talaga when you want to integrate it. So medyo mahaba-habang ginawa natin ng mga calculations dyan until we end up with it's equal to 1 tapos nag-compute tayo ng expected values. Okay, itong itsura niya. So, we learned other distribution and now the normal, yung pinag-usapan natin. So, gagamitin natin ang concept ng mga distributions na to assuming we have now a data set. Okay? So medyo magpapalit ako ng addition ng bagong notes. So let me produce a new notepad dito. Okay, and let me, ayan. Okay. So, we'll talk about regression. So, mag-umpisa tayo sa regression. Ito mga applications na to ng mga probability distribution mo. Particularly, our interest would be on linear regression. Okay. Let us assume meron kang dalawang data set. Can you give me an example na kung saan dalawang klaseng data set that they correlate good to each other? Meaning, as one data increases, it also increase, or if it decreases, it also decrease. Yung dalawang pair of data na to. Can you give me an example?
Yung ano ba? For what mo? Ano kaya?
Halimbawa, you can think of basta yung isang data, kung mag-i-increase ka, ang another data mag-i-increase din siya.
Yung ano po, parang ano doon? Yung positive ano? Ang tawag po doon?
May positive correlation. Yan.
Inversely proportional. Proportional po na. Directly.
Proportional. They are positively proportional. Or proportional, in other words. Pwede din yan. Or pwede din baliktad nga eh. Can you give me an example? Would you agree ba, Joshua?
Ano po? X squared.
I mean like dalawang data set lang siya. You don't need two different data set.
Temperature saka ano po, pressure.
Say, for example, I'll give you a hint. Consider your height ng tao.
Height is the
Anong klaseng data that would correlate to height?
Age.
Well, pwede. As you age, tumataas ka. Tama, di ba? Pwede yan. Magko-correlate siya. So let us use that example. So let's consider your x-axis be your age, and y-axis will be your height. Okay. Tawagin natin ito as your x. Tawagin natin yan as your height. Say for example, sabihin natin 11 years old. As in, not 11, 0 years old. Anong height niya? 0 din. Assume lang natin na na hindi pa siya pinanganak. Okay. How about 1 year old? Assuming natin na mapapatayo mo. So anong height niya? Sabihin natin, hirap kasi centimeters eh. So inches. May ano na ba siya? May 30 centimeters. Sabihin lang natin may ganito. Ayun. That's your data. Tapos, mag 2 years old. Sabihin natin, height niya look like this. Mag 3 years old, 4, 5, and so on. So, ang data set mo, maybe look like this.
Tama.
Diba? Mga ganon.
Parang may ano pa yung ano pa, may ano kasi tawag po dyan yung parang may trend line. Ayun, trend line po na.
Tama. So, you're interested, you want to model, meaning trend line. Gusto mo may trend. So, let's assume ang trend line look like this. Ayan. Okay. Sorry. Line, di ba? Parang hirap ng straight line. So, yun. Okay. Sabihin natin yan yung trend line mo. Pero, question. Is that the only trend line you can produce? Say for example, gawin ko tong
Siguro kung i-ganon na po ng konti.
mga ganito.
Yun ba yan po, ganyan po.
Parang ganyan.
Yan.
Okay, you have another trend line. Pero may question, Joshua. Saan ba dito sa dalawang trend line would best fit your data?
Uy na po, may kukul na po. Mga 1 minute na po.
Sige, mag-isip ka muna. So, which one of these best fits? Although drawing lang naman to, so medyo mahirap naman siya i-visualize. Pero anong criteria mo do you think sa paghahanap ng trend lines?
Hmm. Siguro yung nindo ako. For ano. Paano kaya? Hindi ko pa alam.
Sige, let me check muna kung andito pa, kung parang may nice na app online. Ayun, ito, I think ito. May papakita ko sa iyo. Ayun. So, let me stop sharing my screen now, and let me share this one. Para at least mas nice to kasi may illustration. Ito. So let's consider ito yung mga data set mo kanina. Increasing ha. Sabihin natin, increasing siya. Ayan. Okay, yun. So meaning makikita mo may trend kang ganyan. So gagawin natin is that let me consider a curve. Dali lang ha. Medyo, ayan.
Ano po ano yan? FET po na. Yung ano.
A FET, oh. Maganda tong FET eh.
Meron po
So,
sila simulations.
sabihin muna natin, ito yung line mo. Ayan. Di ba pwede ka maghanap ng
Wow.
best line. Pwede ganitong itsura, pwede pa ganyan, pwede pa ganon. So pwede ka mag-estimate. You can have infinitely many choice, di ba? Na somehow mag-fit naman siya. So the question, alin dito yung mas fit? At ano magiging possible criteria ng pagpipilian? Yun. Kasi pwedeng ito. Kasi parang, lahat almost na dadaanan. Pero may mga data na medyo malayo siya sa trend line. Meron. So, sir, can I change C? Ang C natin, ang slope. So, medyo change natin slope natin. Look like this. Okay. So daw parang ang lapit nila to each other. Pero, my question again, what do you think yung somehow pinakamalapit? Saya.
Siguro. Ineta mo? Kaya.
Mm.
Paano kaya malalaman ko?
Anan.
I don't know. Paano kaya po? Ano yung, ano?
Okay.
Yung,
Ito yung gagawin natin. Let me shift now my screen again. Mag-change ako ng sharing. Balik ako sa original screen ko.
paano
Sa,
yung quantize yun?
ayan. Babalik ako dito. Let me remove the green. Okay. Di ba each point, may distance siya from the line na gusto mo i-solve. And ang line natin, alam natin ang line na to, it's just a linear line. So therefore, you can name this as y is equal to, meron kang slope, not slope, meron kang y-intercept, tapos meron kang slope. Tawagin natin yung y-intercept at ang slope mo as beta sub 0 and beta sub 1 respectively. Okay? So take note. So again, this is your slope, it's not slope, y-intercept, and then this is your slope. Okay. So we want this na ang slope at ang y-intercept natin is a fixed value, meaning ito yung ideal or optimal na line na gusto nating hahanapin such that would best fit the data. But take note, bawat point, meron yan distance. So for example, itong point na to with this may distance. So tawagin natin distance na yan e sub 1. Meaning to say, at x value, meron kang actual data point, meron kang predicted data point.
Ah,
Clear?
so yung ano, yung
Nakuha?
difference na po in Y. From,
Ayan. So ang difference nito, tawagin natin, ito yung predicted na y, tawagin may hat na yan, tapos ito yung actual value, y sub 1. So ang difference, e sub 1 is equal to y sub 1 y sub 1 hat minus y sub 1. So it's positive. Yun ang gusto lang natin. Pero below, kung halimbawa, itong data point na to, tapos ito yung predicted na data, tawagin natin itong e sub 2. So negative si e sub 2, if we want to retain na on the left-hand side is yung predicted na y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So take note lang. So yun ang ano natin. Meaning each of the data point, ang distance siya from the line is ganon siya, yung mga differences. So now, question. What if, try to imagine, susulat ko to in red you want to add all of these data points, ang differences of the data points, meaning y sub 1, y sub I, ibaliktad ko lang, y sub I hat, add them together para at least medyo you want to remove yung negative at positive, square mo siya, add all of them kung say there are n number of data points. At natin siyang S. Yes.
Unfortunately, parang kailangan ko yata mo mag-CR. Yung medyo emergency na yata ko.
Go, Joshua. Go. So, pause mo lang muna ang video, ang recording, para at least illustration. So, what we're considering, yung nasa line, are the predicted. Tapos, yung mga data points are the actual data points. So, kaya, gagamit ako ng symbol na hat, yung parang sombrero talaga, to indicate na we are predicting. So, that's the predicted value. Minus yung actual value. So we'll call the difference to be epsilon. So in this case, meaning what you're doing, add all of the... So we are computing for the summation of the epsilon squared of each of this. The squaring, ang purpose niya lang is to remove the negative sign. So gawin mo siyang positive all in all. So the question, Joshua, anong goal mo for you to be able to get the optimal line na you want to compute for all of these data points? Anong gusto mong as a result out of this?
I mean, dapat almost zero po yung total.
That's right. So in other words, we want
the integral of all of those dapat zero po.
Okay. In other words, minimize. Liliitan mo siya. So minimization ang gagawin natin. So lalagay ko dito our goal here is we want to minimize the value of S. Gusto mo siyang liliitan. Okay. So, the question is, number 1, ano yung y hat na to? Okay. Ano yung y hat? Di ba ang y hat natin is the line, meaning a value in the line. So, remember, ang line natin is of this form. We have an intercept or y-intercept, tapos meron tayong slope. So in other words, our y hat, sulat ko dito sa baba, is just your y sub I is equal to beta hat, beta sub 0 plus beta sub 1 x sub I. Pero maglalagay lang ako ng mga hats dyan. So meaning to say, we want to estimate. So may estimation tayong gagawin. We want to estimate as well with this one. So in other words, kung i-rewrite ko ang S sa taas, S now will become the summation from 1 to n of y sub I minus beta sub 0 hat minus beta sub 1 hat x sub I, quantity squared. So in other words, we just want to substitute everything. Tapos gusto mo siyang i-minimize. So this is what you want to minimize. So the question, sa calculus natin, were you able to discuss about relative minimum and relative maximum in calculus? Naalala mo pa yon? For example, let me illustrate it here. So, gawin ko lang siyang blue. So, halimbawa, meron kang graph. Say, ito yung graph mo. Yan. Okay. Gusto mong hanapin ang relative minimum. So in other words, ito yon, relative minimum. Gusto mo hanapin yung relative maximum. Yan. So the question, kung meron kang function, say sabihin natin f of x yan, paano mahahanapin yung etong mga points na to, relative minimum or relative maximum? Anong ginagawa? This is, I'll give you a hint kung na-encounter mo na to sa calculus na discussion mo from your previous na mga nagturo sa iyo. Ang gagawin mo lang naman is actually get the derivative of this function. Tapos anong gagawin mo sa derivative?
Yung ano po? Kailangan yung middle na.
Oo. Ito, another hint, Joshua. Maglalagay ako ng line dito sa point na yan at sa point na yan. Yan. Mga lines na horizontal to the x-axis. So in other words, you're talking about the slope of the line. Ano bang slope ng isang line that is flat, that is parallel to the x-axis?
I don't know. Wait lang ba? Ano kaya? Tapos zero yung derivative po niyan.
That's correct. Zero ang iyong derivative. Meaning, if I'll take the derivative of this function with respect to x, it's equal to zero. So meaning flat ang derivative. So the slope must be zero. So flat na flat siya. So ganin din dito sa baba. So ang derivative niyan must be equal to zero kasi yung slope mo is equal to zero. So that's the purpose of computing the derivative. At what value of x, say this x or this x, that makes your derivative equal to zero. So in other words, to get the minimum or to get the maximum, kukunin mo ang derivative ng function mo. So in other words, in this case, sa kinukompute natin ngayon dyan sa taas, we are to take the derivative of this function with respect to kung anong gusto mong hanaping value. In this case, you want to look for the values of beta sub 0 and beta sub 1. That makes it the minimum. So meaning the goal is that, find beta sub 0 hat or beta sub 1 hat that makes the minimum of S. So meaning, kukompute tayo ng derivative ng S mo with respect to these variables. So meaning, compute for the derivative of S. So gagamit ako ng partial derivative with respect to beta sub 0. Tapos, hanapin mo siya. Anong beta sub 0? Meaning, equate it to 0. So first, so kung ito yung, isusulat ko muna ang function natin para at least we have a good view dito. So S is equal to the summation of y sub I minus beta sub 0 minus beta sub 1 x sub I quantity squared where your I is from 1 to n. So gagawin mo, compute the derivative of S with respect to beta sub 0. So, tapos i-equate natin ito to 0. So, we will be equating this to 0. So, ito yung una natin gagawin. Once mahahanap natin si beta sub 0, that's the minimum. Okay? So, question. Can you now give me the derivative of S with respect to beta sub 0 under this summation? So, gagamit kayo ng chain rule. Para full blown. Gusto mo kunin ang derivative with respect to beta sub 0 ng summation of y sub I minus beta sub 0 hat minus beta sub 1 hat x sub I quantity squared where your I is from 1 to n. So yan ang kukunan mo ng derivative. Summation lang yan, mag-a-add ka. So anong nangyayari sa derivative over addition?
So, ano kaya muna? So, the summation. So, ano lang po yun, dapat equal lang. Summation din. From I to ano. Tapos, treat po
Oh.
everything else as ano pa, constants lang.
Oo. For example, kukuha ka ng derivative with respect to f ng dalawang function, f of x plus g of x. Paano mo kukunin yung derivative nito?
df dx po, tsaka dg dx.
Di ba? Meaning, i-distribute mo lang ang derivative over addition. Since summation is just addition, so i-distribute mo siya. So meaning, ipasok mo lang. So this becomes, sana yan, equal to the summation from I from 1 to n, i-distribute mo na ang derivative with respect to b sub 0 of y sub I minus beta sub 0, beta sub 1, x sub I quantity squared. So next, anong next ang derivative nito?
Uh, Bali, ano po, pero
Yung,
squared po siya, no?
oh, next-squared siya. So
Two,
chain rule.
yes, kailangan po ng 2 na. So, the summation of 2 times, wait. Ano ba muna po yung sa loob na? Yung sa loob, yung derivative na y, tsaka yi minus, so wala yun. Yi minus 1 minus.
So paano siya?
Kung, dapat kasi mas maganda kung parang gawin po natin parang 5 minus x minus 5 minus 3x
Oh, I'll give you para example, para kita.
minus 1.
Anong partial derivative with respect, say, sabi natin x of 5x plus 2 quantity squared. So, paano ka mag-derivative dire?
So, 5x, wait, 2 times 5x plus 2 tapos times 5.
Tama? Times 5. Di ba? Chain rule lang. So, ganun din ang gagawin mo dito. Yan. Sorry. Ayan. Same lang. So, paano mo siya kunin ng derivative niyan? With respect to b sub 0 na. So, summation of I from 1 to n, tapos times
Times, ano,
si beta sub 0, hindi si x ang diniderivative. Sa loob mo na, chain rule. So, magiging 2 times?
so 2 times, yun, dapat yun mismo po. So,
Sa loob, okay.
tapos
Minus,
times negative
anong
1 minus
negative?
negative 1 po.
That's correct. So, negative 1. Ayun. So, summation ng ganung expression, pwede mo bang ilabas si 2 at ang negative 1? Meaning ilalabas mo siya outside the summation?
Pero what about yung ano po, yung beta 1 times xi?
Oh, mariretain pa rin siya sa loob kasi andyan pa rin yung x sub n, product lang naman yan, di ba? Parang you are imagining 2 times x sub 1 minus 2 x sub 1 plus
So dapat minus x sub 1, ay, may ano ba? Diba? Yes, minus x sub 1 po.
ayan, sige.
Meron ba po?
So, pwede mo siyang ilabas. So, let us write this down. So, minus 2 times the summation, ang matitira sa loob, y sub I, minus beta sub 0 hat, minus beta sub 1 hat, x sub I. Where your I is from 1 to n. Okay?
Nga po.
Medyo nakikita? Now next. Next tayo. Next. Can you distribute the summation? Meaning to say, ito, pwede mo ba siyang i-distribute ito sa loob ng y sub I? Ito, at ito dyan.
Baka.
Properties ng summation.
I think yes po.
Yes, so let's do that. So you will have -2 times summation of y sub I, where your I is from 1 to n. Next, minus summation of beta sub 0 hat I from 1 to n, minus summation of beta sub 1 hat x sub I, where your I is from 1 to n. Okay. Now next, can you simplify further sa loob ng mga summations na to? Ang una, just copy it from 1 to n. Yung second term, mag-a-add ka ng beta sub 0 n times. So ano yan? Ilang beta sub 0 ina-add mo? Ito, yan.
So n times na n na beta sub 0, so n beta sub 0.
Correct. Okay. N times na beta sub 0. And then finally, remember si beta sub 1, constant lang yan siya or a coefficient. So pwede siyang lumabas sa summation and you just simply write this down. Ayan. Okay? So, the goal is this. This must be equal to 0 kasi gusto mong derivative mo flat. It's equal to 0. Gaya ng sabi natin, to look for the minimum or to look for the maximum, dapat ang derivative very flat. So therefore, it must be equal to 0. So therefore, i-equate mo ito ngayon sa 0. So anong mangyayari? So this expression would be equal to 0. So, makakancel out yung -2. Wala naman yung mangyayari. So, matitira dito ay, lagyan ko lang ng so ha. So, magiging summation of y sub I is from 1 to n, minus n times beta sub 0 null at minus beta sub 1 summation of x sub I, where your I is from 1 to n, equals 0. So gusto mo siyang isolve yung equation na to in terms of beta sub 0. So meaning gusto mo lang beta sub 0 is equal to something. So ano yan?
So ano ba? Pero hindi yata pwede nang i-add yung ano na iba.
Oo. So gusto mo lang, halimbawa, ito, transpose that expression sa kabila. Yan. Diyan mo lang ilalagay.
May ma-isolate po na.
Isolate mo lang. So magiging
So,
n times beta sub 0 hat is equal to
is equal to beta sub 0 hat, wait, negative, yun po, pero wala yung ano. So, summation of yi to n, tapos minus
tapos
beta 1 hat. Summation of xi.
ayan. So, can you tell me what is beta sub 0 hat equal to?
So, wait. So, nawala na yung n. Pwede na tanggalin yung n.
So, magiging
yi to 1n
divided
by n. Tapos, yung isa na naman po, beta 1 hat. Summation xi to n. Tapos, n over n.
Okay. But can you tell me ano yan? Summation of yi divided by n. And there are n of them. Anong tawag dyan sa kanya? Inadd mo lahat, dinivide mo kung ilan sila. That's what?
Pwede ba tanggalin?
Try to imagine, may data ka, inadd mo lahat, tapos dinivide mo kung ilan sila. Anong tawag dun?
The mean.
Wow. The mean. So, tawagin natin
there's no way it's that good.
Parang, so, tawagin natin to y bar.
Wow.
Di ba? Yun ang symbol sa mean. So, y bar. Minus, ano naman ang x? Add them together, divide by n. Ganun din. It's the mean. X bar. So therefore, tignan mo, ang ganda, di ba, ng itsura niyan. So that's the first equation na i-compute natin. Pero take note, ay sir, meron kang beta sub 1 bar pa. Ahat sa loob ng beta sub 0. So the question, can we compute for beta sub 1? Di ba? Nakita mo dito, ay sir, na-compute lang natin ito. With respect to beta sub 0, can we take the derivative of S with respect to beta sub 1 and equate it to 0? Meaning, gagawin natin, dito natin gagawin medyo magdadagdag ako ng additional paper. Maybe 2 papers. Kaya medyo mahaba-haba itong calculation na to. So meaning, our goal is, kung kanina nag-compute tayo ng derivative of S with respect to beta sub 0, ngayon, beta sub 1 na ang i-compute natin and equate it to 0. So meaning, what we will do to compute for S with respect to beta sub 1, meaning, compute mo ang buong summation kanina. Ito. Again, balik tayo So, compute natin yan. With respect to beta sub 1 na ngayon. So, sulat natin to ulit dito. So, you are to compute the summation of y sub I minus beta sub 0 minus beta sub 1 x sub I quantity squared, where your I is from 1 to n. Pero at this time, with respect to beta sub 1. So again, summation from 1 to n. Pwedeng ipasok ang derivative kasi distributive ang derivative or tawag dito linear ang derivative. Pwedeng ipasok over summation. Can you now tell me the derivative of this expression? Chain rule ulit.
So, chain rule ulit pero meron na. Pero pwede na yata pong wait. Summation of the summation of the derivative the same as the derivative of the summation?
Oo.
Opo,
Pwede
yeah.
mo ipasok.
So, pwedeng gamitin pa yung kanina.
So ano mangyayari?
Ano ba yung kanina? So, negative 1 minus xi squared.
Negative 1. Paano yun? Balik tayo kanina.
Opo,
Ito nangyari.
tapos sa times 2 times yung yun mo.
Di ba? Ito nangyari kanina. Pero with respect to beta sub 0 yan. Kaya nag-negative 1 yan dito. Ngayon, with respect to beta sub 1. So, can you do that here? Saan na yan? Yan. So, magiging balik tayo sa example kanina. Derivative of say 5x minus 1 squared. Ano nga to?
2 times 5x minus 1 times 5.
2 times 5x minus 1 times 5. So, ganun din. So, ano yung kanina? Dito. Erase ko to
Ayun mo. So, times, 2 times, yan. y1 minus b0 minus b1 xi. Tapos,
times what?
Tapos ang times Times 1 minus xi. Yun mo.
1 minus xi ba? With respect to beta sub 1. Anong derivative nito with respect to beta sub 1? Yung na-encircle ko.
Dapat, y1 na. So, yi. Pero dapat magiging 1 po yan.
Pero with respect to beta sub 1, hindi y ang variable.
Okay. So, yi lang po.
So again, ito tanong ko, ano bang
constant pala po siya, so 0 dapat.
constant siya. So therefore, 0.
Negative xi yan po kasi 0 rin po yan.
That's correct. So matitira negative xi. Yan. Yeah. Tapos again, gagawin mo rin. Ginawa mo kanina. Ilabas yung negative 2. Matitira summation from 1 to n of x sub I minus beta sub 0 minus beta sub 1 x sub I times x sub I. So, ang negative, ilabas lang. Can you distribute the x sub I?
Yes. Pwede pong alisin.
Tapos, can you distribute as well the summation?
Yes, opo. Pwedeng alisin na.
So, therefore, magiging, lagay ko lang dito para malaking summation of first term, x sub I, y sub I, where your I is from 1 to n. So, that's the first one. Minus beta sub 0, summation of x sub I, where your I is from 1 to n. Tapos, minus beta sub 1, summation of y sub I squared, I from 1 to n. Kitams? Kita yung pagdidistribute?
Opo. So, pag na yan.
Tapos, ang goal, again, equate mo lang yan to 0. So, equate mo lang sa 0. So, equate this to 0. So, matitira, makakancel out lang negative 2. Ang matitira mo na lang dito ay summation of x sub I, y sub I is from 1 to n, minus beta sub 0, summation of x sub I sub from 1 to n, minus beta sub 1, summation of x sub I squared from 1 to n equals 0. Ayan. But, may but ako Ano yung beta sub 0 nga natin kanina? Ito. Pwede ba nating i-substitute sa loob ng kaninang na-compute? Meaning, ipasok mo to, yan, instead of beta sub 0.
Pwede ba? Kasi parang hindi naman siya same yung yung derivative.
Pero si beta sub 1 ang interest natin. Gusto natin beta sub 1.
So,
Ayun, para maalis. So, therefore, substitute. So, kopyahin ko munang una, x sub I, y sub I, where your I is from 1 to n, minus, ang beta sub 0 mo kanina ay y bar, minus beta sub 0, x bar, summation of x sub I, where your I is from 1 to n, minus beta sub 1, summation of x sub I squared, I from 1 to n equals 0. Ang gusto mo lang, beta sub, may mali ako dito Ito ay, hindi yan beta sub 0, beta sub 1 ito. Yan. So the goal, dapat beta sub 1 is equal to something. May formula ka na i-compute.
Yun.
So what is beta sub 1? Can you simplify this? Distribute natin para at least kita.
Pwede po siya pero wala pong n so hindi pa magiging hindi siya pwede.
Sige lang, tingnan natin muna. Tingnan natin. So magiging y bar summation of x sub I from 1 to n, tapos minus beta sub, magiging plus na siya. Negative, negative, positive. So beta sub 1, x bar, summation of x sub I from 1 to n, tapos minus beta sub 1, summation of x sub I squared, I from 1 to n equals 0. Okay? Can you compute what is beta sub 1? Pero actually, mas mapapaganda mo to. Can you divide on both sides of the equation by n?
Maybe. Pwede po siyang alisin ulit.
Pwede. Kasi anyway, 0 naman to So if you divide everything.
Basta multiply, pwede, divide pala by n, pwede.
So sulat ko dito, what we want is we want to divide everything.
Pala yung issue ko kanina, wala pong n, so paano yun? Pero may 0 pala, so we can do whatever we want. Basta babasura siya ng po na.
Kasi mangyayari, ito, dito, kasi magdidistribute ka ng n, di ba? Magiging summation of x sub I, y sub I, divided by n yan. Ito naman, pangalawa, y bar, summation of x sub I divided by n. Tapos ito naman, b sub 1, x bar, summation of x sub I divided by n. Tapos minus beta sub 1, summation of x sub I squared all over n, and this is equal to 0. But ano ito equal to? Ano ito equal to? Again, you add all of the data points divided by n. Ano yun?
Yun yung mean ng x tsaka mean ng x. So, may mean ng y sa pinakauna, tapos yung mean ng yan. Wait. Summation pala ng dalawa, na. So,
Summation
hindi ko
naman.
alam. Kasi yung isa hindi ko alam. Ito, yan, mean of x, mean of x. So,
ito as is. Wala tayong alam dyan.
wala pong alam na.
Ito din, wala din tayong alam dyan. So as is lang. Alam natin ito, ang may red box, that's x bar, the mean of x. Tapos ganun din ang isa, x bar din yan, mean of x. So hence, mas mapapaganda mo ang summation mo. Magiging summation pa rin to of x bar, y bar, divided by n. Tapos ito, x bar, y bar. Pwede mong ibaliktad. Kasi anyway, multiplication lang naman yan. Minus beta sub 1, x bar, quantity, squared. Dalawa ng x bar. Minus beta sub 1, summation of x sub I squared over n equals 0. Now, can you tell me what is beta sub 1? From this expression, what is beta sub 1 equal to?
So, pwede na siyang alisin. So, B dito doon. Tapos, beta 1. So, sige po lang. So, move doon sa kabila. So,
So, anong nasa numerator? Anong nasa denominator?
So, sa numerator is yung sa left-hand side mo. Summation of xi, yi over
That's correct.
n.
So, sulat ko muna ha, xi over n. Where, ang summation natin is from 1 to n yan ha. Okay. Tapos?
Minus mean x, mean y.
Gandahan ko muna. Parang pangit kasi ng ano ko eh. Yung pagkakasulat. Summation of x sub I, y sub I, where your I 1 to n divided by n minus.
So, minus x, mean of x, tsaka mean of y.
Okay, that's correct. Divided by.
Tapos, divided by mean of x squared. Tapos, plus po. Wait, minus pa.
Plus?
Yes, pwede po. Kasi pwede alisin yung negative.
Okay, that's correct. It's over n. Okay, so that's it. Ito yung formula na hinahanap natin every time may thread line tayong ginagawa. So meaning, compute for beta sub 1, ito yung formula. Tapos once may beta sub 1 ka na, ito naman yung formula for beta sub 0. So yun, yan ang formula na hinahanap natin every time when we are computing for the thread line. So in other words, babalikan ko natin dito ang i-share ko dito ulit yung sa sa FET. Ayun. So di ba hindi natin alam ito yung C natin, this is beta sub 1. Yung D natin, this is your y-intercept, this is beta sub 0. So the question, ano yung best fit? Anong value ng C at ng D, which is in this case 1.23, 4.7 kung nag-adjust pa tayo. So in this case, if I click the best fit, automatic i-compute niya na anong value ng C at ng D or beta sub 1 at beta sub 0. So ang question ay, sir, saan yung galing yung values na yan? So nanggaling yung values na yan using the formula earlier, which is exactly these two. Beta sub 0 at tapos your beta sub 1. So I'll show you kung paano magko-compute nito para at least alam natin kung paano siya magko-compute. Okay, so uh, uh, let's consider say mag-open ako dito ng ano. Open ako ng ano to? I'll stop sharing muna. Stop share. Let me open a Excel sheet. By the way, nakopya mo bang formula?
Yung Excel po may ano tawag yung may ganun, may function po siya na.
May function yan. Pero of course, we want to compute manually. Magko-compute din tayo. Say, let's consider an X and a Y. So let me share my screen ngayon. Saan ba yan? Share screen. Ito. Excel sheet. Ayan. So meron kang X, meron kang Y. Can you give me, say, ay, hala. Bakit? Ito yung ano. Out lang ako. Yan. Okay. Say, can you give me, say, 5 points na parang as it increases, nag-increase. Say, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say, can you give me an increasing Y as well?
Uh, 3, 10, 17, 25, 20,
And
32.
32. Ang layo ng mga numbers mo ah.
So, parang para mas maganda parang umakyat. Wait. Mas
Okay.
maganda pang ano na linear. Mas malaki ba pang linear?
O, linear naman siya. Tingnan natin. So, let's insert, magano tayo, scatter plot.
Sige
Scatter
mo.
plot. Uy, ganda naman ng pagkakaano mo. Parang ano siya talaga,
No way,
napaka...
no way, no way. I was, alam na po yung parang I was not thinking about it.
Wow, intuition.
Ano po, ano po, from the brain mo. Parang,
Let me
ano na
see.
po isang beses, mag-sketch po ako, random pentagon po, diba?
Pero alam mo may na-miss kang isa. Parang may medyo slight ka na mali. Alam mo saan 'yon?
Sa ano po?
'Di ba napansin mo difference niya is 7. 3 and 10 7. 10 and 7 10 and 17 7. Pero ito 17 and 25
What went
8.
na?
So
Tama
ito
po.
lang yung slight
Pero
difference. Pero
I was not thinking about it po.
pero baguhin natin konti para at least medyo ipangit natin.
Opo,
Gawin
dapat,
natin
it can't be this good.
kung 10 it's gawin natin 12. Tapos yung 17 gawin natin say 13. Tapos gawin natin ang 25 to 27. 32 naman gawin natin say 29. Para at least medyo may pagkapangit konti. Ayun. Di ba ang ginagawa natin thread lines? So, nagta-thread line tayo.
Yes, opo.
So gawin natin right click. So insert sa paano yung ano, add thread line. So nagta-thread line tayo. Tapos, if you want to show the equation, click mo lang yan. Ito na yan. Ayan. So, let's make it bigger. So, ang question, saan galing yung 6.7? Saan galing ang 3.3? So, gagamitin natin yung formula na na-compute mo kanina. So, beta sub 1, meaning, ang beta sub 1 is 6.7. So, again, kopyahin mo tong formula na na-compute natin earlier. Beta sub 1. Ayan, ito yung formula. Summation of x sub I, y sub I divided by n. So may 5 tayong points, so 5 yung n. X bar, y bar, ito yung mga means. Tapos ito yung mean pa rin. Tapos ito square ng x sub I. Then divide kung ilan sila, 5. So makakopya mo ba siya?
Opo.
Sige,
Sige po.
kopya mo. Pero nagtataka ako, addition nga talaga to. Double check ko lang ang mga calculation natin ha.
Sige po.
Parang nag-ano ako ng addition siya lahat talaga. So, ito, ayaw nga no, add mo lang naman. So, positive, positive, negative ito. Negative. Wait. May nakita akong parang mali. Tama ba? May mali nga talaga. May mali. May nakita kang mali.
Sama.
Tama ito kasi ito. Tama ang mga signs. Tapos bigla, tingnan mo. Hanapin mo, saan tayo nagkamali? Dito, nag-transition tayo, di ba? Distribute, negative, 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 positive. So therefore, positive yan. So ang question, ano nangyari dito? Ay, tama naman, no? Positive nga sa, no?
Kaya tama.
Yan. Ito, yun. Positive, negative. So dapat, positive yan. Ito, positive ito. So therefore, when you are to 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 transpose on the other side, so dapat positive ito, negative yan. Nagets?
Mababa.
So ibaliktad lang natin. Medyo i-change lang natin to ha. So meaning magiging, so yun sana yan. Summation of x sub I squared divided by n, where your I is from 1 to n, minus x bar quantity squared. So, ayan siya. Ayan. Para at least may ano tayo. Ano to? Change sa formula. So, kaya nagtataka, ba't positive sa denominator? Kasi, well, from intuition, may negative yan eh. So, from what my memory serves me about the formula. Okay? So, clear na? Nakopya ng formula, Joshua?
Oo.
And then let's go back to your Excel sheet kanina. Ko-compute natin manual. Assuming we don't have the technology. Paano mo to i-compute si beta sub 1, si 6.7 beta sub 1. So dapat it must be equal to 6.7 tapos si beta sub 0 must be equal to 3.3, negative 3.3. So, i-compute natin yan. First, sa numerator mo, anong nasa numerator? Summation of x sub I, y sub I divided by n. So, paano mo siya i-compute using Excel?
Formula ba?
Some formula. Summation, sum of x sub I, y sub I, divided by n. So ito yung ko-compute natin na formula. Meron yan sa Excel. Alam mo yung sum product sa Excel?
I think so ba?
Equals sum product. Meaning, kunin mo ang product ng mga x sub I with respect to their corresponding y sub I. Meaning, gagawin niya ng sum product. Sorry. Sorry. Dali lang. Sana yan? Mali yung beta sub 6. Magiging dapat, ayan. Ang gagawin nito sa formula na yan, i-multiply 1 times 3 plus 2 times 12 times 3 times 13 up to 5 times 29. Tapos divided by, ilan sila lahat? N?
And then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 mo.
5. There are 5 of this. So that's your first term. Tapos how about the second? X bar times Y bar. So X bar times Y bar equal to, ano mga formula sa Excel pwede natin gamitin?
No, yung product mo.
Product ng dalawang average. Di ba? Mean yan. So, gamit tayo ng formula na average. Yan. Average of X. So, kunin mo ang average niyan times average ng Y. Okay. So, enter. So, 50.4. That's your numerator, ang dalawang values na yan. Denominator naman tayo. Anong ang sa denominator?
Mm-hmm.
Summation of x sub I squared. Meaning, isi-square mo bawat na x. Divide mo siya by n kung ilan sila. So, sum of...
parang ano po na, parang ano lang, layer.
Ayun. Divide by n. So, ito yung formula natin. So, question. Sa Excel, meron din dyan formula. So, sum SQ. So, sum square yan na formula. Isi-square mo bawat isa. So, square mo ang lahat ng mga excess. Saan yun? Ito. Lahat ng mga excess mo dyan. Ang gagawin yan, 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 3 squared plus 4 squared plus 5 squared divided by kung ilan sila. So, that's 5. So, enter. That's your sum of x squared. So, tama naman. 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 3 squared. 4 squared plus 5 squared. Divide mo by 5. So, that's equal to 11. Minus. Anong isa sa denominator? X bar quantity squared. So, yun.
Hindi na po yan. X bar na square.
So, ano yung i-compute natin? Average.
Average tapos
ng mga
yan.
Divided by?
Paano po ginagawa yan? Ano po yung pinipindot na mo?
Ang saan-saan?
Para gumanon siya. It will automatically be input.
Okay.
Ano ginagawa na mo?
So, equals, di ba, mag-click ako average. Ayan. Tapos, pag-click ko dito, ida-down ko lang.
Automatic mo siya. Wow.
Oh, automatic. I-highlight mo lang siya. Automatic na. Hindi na ako magta-type ng A2:A6. Automatic na yan siya. Try mo sa Excel. Maganda yan. Isend ko naman itong Excel para mapapraktisan mo mamaya. So, pag-enter, ayun na siya. Mag-square pa pala ako, no? Square natin to. Square natin ang buong average. So, magiging 9. 9 ba siya? Tama ba? Parang hindi, di ba? So, gawin natin, ilagay ko nga sa buong ano, kasi hindi yan 9 dapat eh. Squared. 9 nga. 9 nga siya. Okay, mali lang yung ano ko. Ano ba yung average nito? Ng lahat. So, 3? 3 nga. Okay, sorry. So, square natin siya. So, akala ko mali ako. Squared. Okay. So, therefore, what is beta sub 1 equal to? Formula natin, ito yung difference ng numerator mo equals, ito yung numerator minus this divided by your denominator. This minus this. So, dapat ang answer must be 6.7. And
okay.
6.7 siya. So, paano beta sub 0? Paano kino-compute ang beta sub 0?
Yung ano pa na yung, hindi ko pala na-save yan. Yung ano pa yung average of x yata, tapos sabi.
Kasi, share ko ulit ha. Balikan natin siya. Para at least...
Kasi po yan sa B1 pala.
Ito. Yan. Kopyahin mo. Ayan.
Ayan, okay. So, the average of y minus B1x. So, it's not so hard.
So balikan natin siya yung kanina. Saan na tayo? Sa Excel sheet. Share. So, y bar average na, equals average ng y bar. Ito yun. So, copy lang. Minus B1. So, saan B1 natin na-compute? 6.7 times average ng x bar. So, dapat ang answer ay negative 3.3. And the answer, ayun, 3.3. So, that answers bakit ito yung trend, ang formula ng trend line. So, using the formula which we have computed earlier. Galing, di ba? So, it makes your life easy para you don't need to do the whole calculation each. So at least you know the idea paano siya na-compute. But there's another way to do the calculation. Pero sa sunod na meeting na natin gagawin ng calculation. But I'll quickly explain the concept behind paano siya kino-compute yung mga additional na na mga way to to do the calculations. Kasi gagamit na siya ng statistics yung next na mga calculations na gagawin. So balik ako sa sa ginawa natin kanina. Let me stop sharing. Let me go back to our board kanina. Okay. So ito na. Any questions so far sa unang way to do the calculations? May tanong ka ba dito, Joshua?
Wala naman.
Okay. Ang next naman na way to do the calculation, two ways to kasi, dalawang way to do the calculations. So let me start again. Add ako dito. So let me go back to our, kung pwede natin to kopyan. Pwede ba natin makopya? Hindi na lang. Gawa na lang ako ng bago. So let me change this. Let me change this to black. Okay. So ito naman ulit. Let me consider ito yung thread line natin na kino-compute. Okay, so now, you imagine kung ito ay this is your x sub I and this is your y sub I. Parang if you are taking this output as your y sub I is equal to beta sub 0 plus beta sub 1 x sub I, remember ito yon. So para ma-accommodate mo ang difference na epsilon, sabihin natin sub I para sa ganung value, magdadagdag ka ng epsilon sub I dyan. Okay? Medyo nakuha? Meaning kasi gusto mo siya i-fit talaga sa line, magdadagdag ka ng epsilon sub I. Ganon din yung sa iba. So magsasubtract ka ng epsilon sub I, magdadagdag ka ng epsilon sub I. So meaning, your epsilon can be positive or can be negative. So it can be either way. So the goal, ito yung goal natin. You imagine na bawat epsilon sub I mo, say for example, ito, bawat epsilon sub I mo, may mga distribution ito ng mga different possible values at this point na x sub I. May iba-ibang mga different values. So meaning, meron kang tinatawag na statistical distribution ng mga different values of your epsilon. May mga iba-ibang values. Okay? So therefore, bawat x, may iba-ibang different values kang pwedeng ma-generate. For example, for this x naman, so tawagin natin x sub j to, for example. So meaning for this, meron kang different values ng mga epsilons na pwede mo ma-generate at different values of y's. So iba-ibang mga values na meron. So the question is that if you are to take the expected value of all of this y sub I, question, anong expected value ng beta sub 0 plus beta sub 1 x sub I plus epsilon sub I? So yun ang parang gusto nating maintindihan. Remember, distributive yung expected value. So expected value of beta sub 0 plus expected value of beta sub 1 x sub I plus expected value of epsilon sub I. But take note, yung nagva-vary lang is yung differences ng mga values of epsilon sub I, meaning this is a distribution of epsilon sub I. Meaning, nagva-vary mga different values of the error. Pwede sa taas, pwede sa baba ng line. So, saan mo gusto yung error mo magsi-center? Meaning, saan siya magva-vary across? Kasi, if you compute for the expected value, si error lang yung nagva-vary, the rest constant. So therefore, what's the expected value of beta sub 0? Beta sub 0 pa rin kasi the expected value of a constant is just the same number. Ganun din sa beta sub 1, x sub I mo. It's just constant. Pero ito yung tanong. Saan mo siya gusto i-center? Saan yung center ng expected ng error mo? So it must be somewhere in the middle, di ba? Gusto mo siya sa gitna. So anong gitna nito? Parang kung try to imagine naka ano yan, nakahigayan kasi na distribution. You try to rotate it. Tapos saan yung center ng mga expected errors na yan? It must be in between. It must be at 0. Ganon din dito. It must be at 0. So therefore, ang expected value mo dito must be at 0. Okay? So meaning, you are expecting na dapat pare-pareho yan. So hence, it must be of this form. Magdadagdag lang ako ng additional paper. Okay. So it must be at 0. Next question. What is the variance? Anong variance ng mga distribution mo dito? Dapat ba palaki ng palaki ang dataset? Meaning to say, ito ba yung dataset na gusto nating i-model? Meaning to say, palaki ng palaki? So kung mag-trend ka ng line, parang labas niya, mag-model ka ng ganito kalaki na dataset. Ang hirap yan i-model kasi ang laki ng variability na ipoproduce mo. So meaning, anong klaseng dataset na gusto mong i-model? The dataset na you want to model would be na constant lang ang variation. Hindi siya malaki, hindi siya maliit, constant lang. So meaning, what we want, ang variability na to, pare-pareho across different epsilons. Okay. So hence, you want the variance of all of your epsilons must be same. So must be, sabihin na lang natin sigma squared. So hindi siya lalaki, hindi siya liliit. Dapat ang assumption, ang dataset mo pare-pareho yung wideness ng bawat isa. Meaning, what we're looking for is ang dataset, gamitin ko dito blue ha. So ang dataset natin would vary as big as this. Ang next na dataset dito would vary as big as this. Hindi siya lalaki ng lalaki. Compared dito with this one, ang dataset mo ganito siya kalaki. Tapos pagdating dito, ay ang laki.
So parang hindi siya pwede pa i-model pag ganyan.
Oo, mahirap siyang i-model kung nagwa-widen siya. Meaning, malaki yung variability na, ang hirap siya. Meaning to say, nag-change ang variability.
Meron ba point po sa science na sasabihin na give up na po ako? This is not modelable. Ano po yung point na hindi sasabihin na hindi na po siya pwede model?
I-model? Well, actually, kasi di ba, sa ngayon, minomodel lang natin line eh. Wala pa tayong minomodel na parang polynomial. Ang polynomial medyo, ano yan eh, pwedeng mag-adapt yung polynomial. Pero there's a problem with that. In the future, malalaman mo to, overfitting ginagawa mo. Kasi as much as possible, your model must be simple enough, pero not too complicated enough. So, hindi tayo mag-overfit. So, ang example of a line, hindi tayo nag-overfit sa line. Pero again, the model, may mga particular assumptions ka to follow. So, one of that the errors, when added together, must be equal to 0. So, the average must be 0. Tapos, the variability must be constant across all. So, meaning you're expecting a model that look like this, comparing na dapat hindi ito na mag-scatter na ganun kalaki. Okay? So, these are some things na dapat natin, we need to consider kasi mag-apply tayo ngayon ng statistics. Earlier, wala tayong statistics dito. It's just the mean. Mean is still statistics pero wala tayong probability na nilagay. So ngayon, maglalagay na tayo ng probability. Kasi the assumptions, lalagay ko dito the assumptions of linear regression, assumptions of linear regression na we need to follow is only two things, or in general, that your errors must be normally distributed with mean zero. Tapos meron tayong constant na standard deviation. So ito yung assumption na number one na dapat mong matutunan if you will be doing modeling in the future. Kung may data sa set ka, halimbawa, you want to measure carbon dioxide versus another variable and you want to fit a model. For linear regression, ito yung minimum na hinanap. Ng dataset mo, ang error niya must be constant, ang expected value or ang mean niya zero, tapos constant ang variance. Every time when I do statistical modeling with any dataset, hinahanap ko to palagi if I'm using linear models or generalized linear models. Ito yung mga chine-check ko siya bago masasabi valid si model o hindi valid sa model. So this will be our next discussion sa sunod kasi importante to for linear regression and the same foundation you will be learning for future statistical models na magagamit mo in the future. Okay? So for now, dito lang muna tayo magdi-discuss, Joshua. So do you have any questions so far?
Ano pala po nangyari sa sa right hand mo?
Ay, ito. Okay, pause na lang muna natin ang